Now we will start LMTD for parallel flow heat exchanger. As we have seen what is meant by LMTD, logarithmic mean temperature difference. If you see, you will find out this is the concentric tube heat exchanger. From inner pipe hot fluid is flowing in the direction is shown by this arrow, and from the outer pipe the cold fluid is flowing, and you can see the directions which is shown by the arrows. And from the diagram you will observe both fluids are flowing in a same direction. So the word parallel flow heat exchanger is most suitable for this diagram. Now if you see this another diagram, you will find out this is the temperature versus length or area of concentric tube heat exchanger. The graph indicates temperature versus length or area. As you can see, TH1, you will find out this H, you can see in the diagram, H stands for hot fluid, whereas C stands for cold fluid. Now talking about TH1, TH1 is the temperature of hot fluid at the inlet. TH2 is the temperature of hot fluid at the outlet. Same for the TC1 and TC2. That means TC1 will be the temperature of cold fluid at entrance or at the inlet, whereas TC2 will be the temperature of cold fluid at the outlet. Now first we will see the elementary area which is shown here, that is dA. So let us consider the elementary area dA of heat exchanger. The rate of heat flow through this small area will be given by, you can see in this PDF, that is dQ is equal to U. Already we have seen in the assumptions, capital U is the overall heat transfer coefficient, into dA. dA indicates small elementary area, into temperature difference. The same equation can also be written as dQ is equal to U, that is nothing but overall heat transfer coefficient, into dA into TH minus TC. Now TH of course temperature of hot fluid, and TC of course it is temperature of cold fluid. Now if you see, because of the heat transfer through the dA area, the hot fluid, you can see this hot fluid, this line is gradually decreases, whereas this line is gradually increases. That means the hot fluid is losing its heat and cold fluid is taking the heat from the hot fluid, so its temperature is increasing. So energy balance will be given as follow. This is the energy balance. Of course this negative indicates heat is lost by the hot fluid, so that minus m dot h into Cph into dTh is equal to m dot c into Cpc into dTc. So you may be aware this m dot h indicates mass flow rate of hot fluid, this Cph indicates specific heat of hot fluid, same for the m dot c mass flow rate of cold fluid, and Cpc indicates specific heat of cold fluid. The same equation we can also write overall heat transfer coefficient into dA into Th minus Tc. We can give the noting as equation number 1 for this. If you see very carefully this equation, we can write this dTh is equal to, this minus sign will go on the opposite direction, opposite side. This will be minus dQ divided by mH into Cph is equal to minus dQ divided by Ch. This product m dot h into Cph can be written as Ch, which is known as heat capacity of hot fluid, or we can also write dTc is equal to dQ divided by mass flow rate of cold fluid into specific heat of cold fluid, and of course the same can be written as dQ divided by Cc. As I told, Ch is the heat capacity of hot and Cc is the heat capacity of cold. Now we will take dTh minus dTc. So the equation 1 will be changed, minus dq divided by Ch minus dq divided by Cc. Now this dq, if you observe, can be taken as a common with minus sign. So the remaining in the bracket will be 1 upon Ch. As we have taken minus outside, so we will make it plus, and we will have 1 upon Cc as a inside the bracket. Now we can put dq is equal to dth minus dtc, as we have seen in equation 1, as I have shared this material in soft copy to you, so you can check the previous page in that soft copy. Now dq is equal to, this minus dq remains same, the bracket remains same, no any change. Next we will put dq is equal to minus uda in bracket th minus tc. Of course this was our first equation we already mentioned. So the step will be having some changes like as follow: dq is equal to minus uda th minus tc. This equation 1 we have kept here. This bracket remains same, that is 1 upon ch plus 1 upon cc. Now we will put th minus tc as a theta, and I will explain why theta we have chosen. Next, this dq remains same, minus u remains same, dA remains same. Instead of th minus tc we will keep theta. This bracket also remains same. Now if you observe, now if you see this theta which is on the right hand side, now we will take it on the left hand side. So this will be d theta divided by theta is equal to minus uda in bracket 1 plus ch plus 1 upon cc. Now we will integrate this above equation for area from 0 to capital A, and for theta we will have the limits as a 1 to 2. Then these are the limits of integration 1 to 2. D theta divided by theta is equal to minus this limits for area will be 0 to capital A, uda bracket remain same. Now we know the integration will be ln theta. These are the limits of integration. Minus sign remain as it is. This common bracket we have taken outside, and integration a is equal to 0 to a is equal to a u into dA. Now as per the rule of integration limits, first we will put upper limit minus lower limit. So ln theta 2 minus ln theta 1 is equal to, this bracket remains same, this u remains same as we have considered it as a constant, and integration of dA will be a, and the limits are 0 to a. Now as per the rule of logs, we will have ln of theta 2 divided by theta 1 is equal to minus ua, this bracket remain same. We will give this equation number as a 2. Now if you see, the total heat transfer rate between the two fluid is given by, as already we have done the process. So q is equal to ch in bracket th1 minus th2, which is also equal to cc, that is heat capacity of cold fluid, in bracket tc2 minus tc1. Now we can have some modification. This ch remains as it is, and this th1 minus th2 will be shifted to the opposite side, same for this bracket. Or we can have the 1 upon ch, and we have to change the positions of numerator and denominators. Now whatever equations now we have, we will put these equations in equation number 2. So equation 2 will be ln theta 2 divided by theta 1 is equal to minus ua, it is same. Instead of writing 1 upon ch plus 1 upon cc, we will keep these two values which we calculated here. Next we are able to take this q as a common, so we will do it. So this remains same, ua divided by q, as q has taken common. Next this minus will go inside, minus th1, this minus minus become plus th2, again it becomes minus